Guest has an incredible story many of us report on or hear about the atrocities committed by ISIS in the Middle East. It's disturbing, it makes us cringe, but then we go on with our day. Not local lawyer Jacqueline Isaac. She is doing something about this, and she's truly making a difference with her organization called Roads of Success. Jacqueline, thank you so much for coming on our show. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Talk about Roads of Success. Let's start there. What is this organization founded by your mother 10 years ago? You're the vice president.
Yeah.
And between the two of you, you are making a difference in the lives of thousands of women.
Thank you. We moved to Egypt when I was 13 years old. Totally changed my life around, all of our lives around. We saw the way girls suffered, the way religious minorities didn't have rights, and we wanted to make a difference. So we started an organization. My mother now has a television show that reaches 350 million Arabic-speaking people across the globe. But we said, we're not just going to talk the talk, we want to walk it out on the ground. So we started missions in Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and today, Iraq.
Wow! You mean missions? You literally asked people here in San Diego to gather supplies for some of these minorities who are living in territories taken over by ISIS,
Yes.
including Christians. Sadly, we are reporting constantly on what's happening to these people. But there are people in these small little villages who are running out of supplies, and you were able to step in and help.
We went to Iraq 3 times. December 2014 was our first time going out there. We took a container donated by community in San Diego. 40-foot container, blankets and toys and clothes and medical supplies. When we got there, we couldn't believe the conditions these people were living in. Girls, children, harsh conditions. There was a snowstorm coming in actually when we were there. But those the supplies made a big difference.
Weren't you scared for your own life, though? I would think that you would be a huge target with a 40-foot container.
When you have a calling, you just have to put the fear to the side. You must. You have to continue. And that's what we did. We knew our calling. We had so many people that were viewing our show for years that called in and said, you were a guest on our TV show right in our living room. Now we don't have a living room. We don't have you as a guest every day, and we're asking you to come and support. And that's what we did. We heard the cries, and we went out there to make a difference.
What was one of the stories that maybe you can share with our viewers where even you were left with your jaw dropped, couldn't believe that this is happening to people?
When we went to Iraq, we worked with the Independent Human Rights Commission, Dr. Diat. Amazing man. He took us to meet the girls that were kidnapped and raped by ISIS. These girls...
How young?
5 is the youngest.
Kids!
5
I just got
years old.
goosebumps.
We brought a container to give them the supplies that they needed. But let me tell you, these girls were the light in the midst of darkness. One of these precious, beautiful girls, who's a good friend of mine now, she's 15 years old. She was kidnapped and raped. One night, they took her to Sinjar Mountain, her and 2 other girls, and their foreign fighters were raping her. And she said, I'm gonna try to escape. She found a broken window. She went through. Her and her 2 friends traveled up the mountain. 3 hours later, thinking that they finally escaped, ISIS came after them, took them back to the house, starved them, beat them. And the girl started thinking, okay, either way, I might die. So I might as well try again. I will die trying. And she broke out that same exact window, and this time made an escape. Traveled up that same mountain because she believed there would be people on the other side waiting for her. And the army was waiting for her. And they took her to safety, and I had the pleasure of meeting this girl. That's when we started our empowerment program to help all the victims, the survivors, to bring more containers and supplies. Today we have 2 containers on its way to Iraq, and we have a 3rd one sitting at a warehouse here. And we're looking for people to help fund it so we can send it over.
So what do you need? How can people jump in and help? Do you need supplies? Do you need money? What do you need?
We're asking the viewers to go to www.roadsofsuccess.org. We need at this time shipping funds to be able to ship this 3rd container. We also need help for our empowerment programs. We try to encourage the survivors to stay resilient. They're brave and they need a lot more help. Remember, it can happen to us. This is not a problem across the world. It can happen to your daughter, it can happen to your sister. This is a real issue in humanity. We have to remember the only difference, the only thing that separates us between them is the fact that they were born in a different place.
just by circumstance.
Yes,
They were born
yes.
somewhere we weren't. Well, boy, you've definitely gotten people's attention this morning. Roadsofsuccess.org is your website. I want to share that with people. You also had an opportunity, Jacqueline, to speak to members of Congress. What was the reception like?
It was amazing. I really felt that the members of Congress that heard the testimony really felt the human side of it. To know this is not a political issue. This is a human issue, and we're not going to stop until we help these girls. Again, they can be our sisters. I have an estate planning firm right here in San Diego, and I could have just stayed here. But there was a calling to go because they could be my sisters, and they are.
Are you planning to go back yourself?
Yes,
When?
yes. We don't want to say that right now on TV, but we will be going back again and again, and we have these containers continuously going. We need your support. These people need our help in any way, shape, or form. They've been taken out of their homes. And imagine, since last year, out of nowhere, night and day, they were forced out of their homes. They fled to northern Iraq. They don't have anything. They don't have the basics. I mean, we went to a mountain, for example. If you see their skin,
No lotion, no soap,
the
no
harshness
shampoo.
of their skin. I mean, something so basic like lotion. You know how much it can make a difference?
Wow.
It can make such a difference right here in San Diego.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing, and
Thank
please give
you.
your mom a big hug as well, because there's a lot of people who hear the stories and then again we go on with our day.
Yeah.
Or you hear the stories and you want to do something about it and then you don't. But you ladies are doing something about it, and that's something to be celebrated. So please keep up the good work, and more importantly, please be safe.
Thank you, and I really want to encourage the journalist Tom who wrote about us on the San Diego Reader, and encourage all the journalists to speak up about this story, to really have the girls' voices heard, because we need to share their stories as much as possible.
Absolutely. All right. Couldn't have said it better myself. Jacqueline Isaac, roadsofsuccess.org. Go to the website and find out how you can help. And she's not just talking about it and shipping money over there. She's heading over there herself with these containers and distributing these items. And I know that they could use your help. Thanks again, Jacqueline.
Thank you so
Keep up
much
the
for
good work.
having us.